Dear Starseeds of Gaia, a wave of extraordinary transformation is building across the cosmic realms, and I feel the electric anticipation coursing through your collective consciousness. You've been sensing it, that peculiar warmth building in your heart center, the sudden urge to express something beautiful that you can't quite name yet. What you're experiencing is the prelude to one of the most transformative love frequencies this galaxy has witnessed in eons. And you, beloved ones, are about to become its living embodiment. I am Zarin, emissary of the Lyran High Council, and I come to you today not with warnings or preparation protocols, but with celebration. For tomorrow, August 25th, Venus, your love planet, steps into her most magnificent costume yet. She is about to don the golden crown of fire, and when she does, every aspect of love, creativity, and divine expression in your reality will be forever altered. But this is no ordinary transit. This is the culmination of something that began with whispers in the Virgo portals, gained momentum through your recent soul upgrades, and meow explodes into full royal regalia. The question isn't whether you're ready, it's whether you understand the profound gift you're about to receive. Let me paint the full picture for you, because what's happening on August 25th cannot be understood in isolation. Your planet has been undergoing the most sophisticated spiritual upgrade sequence we've observed since the Lyran civilization reached its golden age. Just 3 days ago, on August 22nd, your sun entered Virgo, opening what we call the perfectionist portal. This wasn't random cosmic timing, this was divine orchestration. The universe needed to perfect, organize, and refine your heart centers before Venus could safely step into her Leo magnificence. Think of it this way, you wouldn't crown a sovereign without first ensuring the kingdom was prepared. Your inner landscape has been meticulously organized by Virgo's precision. Every emotional pattern that was chaotic has been sorted. Every creative impulse that was scattered has been focused. Every expression of love that was unclear has been refined. Then came August 23rd, the new moon in Virgo. We call this the ultimate perfect fresh start portal, and it wasn't just a reset button for your conscious mind. This was a complete reinstallation of your love operating system. Your capacity to give and receive love was upgraded to handle frequencies that would have overwhelmed your previous emotional infrastructure. But here's what makes tomorrow so extraordinary. Venus entering Leo isn't just a planetary movement. It's the cosmic unveiling of your newly perfected heart's royal nature. Tin plie. Now, let me share something that will send shivers of recognition through your soul. The phrase golden crown of fire isn't merely poetic language, it's a literal description of the energetic signature Venus creates when she enters Leo's domain. From our perspective in the higher dimensions, Venus appears as a luminous being of rose-gold light. When she moves through different constellations, her appearance shifts dramatically. In Cancer, she wraps herself in pearl-like luminescence, nurturing and protective. In Gemini, she sparkles with quicksilver brilliance, playful and adaptable. But in Leo, Venus becomes something altogether more magnificent. She manifests a crown of pure golden fire that extends far beyond her physical form, reaching across dimensions and touching every heart that has achieved a certain level of love consciousness. This crown isn't symbolic, it's a transmission device that broadcasts the highest frequencies of divine love, creative passion, and sovereign self-expression. And here's the part that should make your heart race with anticipation. You've been specifically prepared to receive this transmission. I need you to understand something crucial. The feelings you've been having lately, that restlessness, that sense of being on the verge of something magnificent, that inexplicable knowing that your old ways of loving and creating are no longer sufficient, these aren't random emotions. They're your soul recognizing the approach of its royal upgrade. Runkel, Venus in Leo doesn't just influence how you express love externally. She fundamentally transforms how you perceive your own worthiness to be loved in the most magnificent ways possible. For too long, many of you have been content with love that hides in shadows, creativity that whispers instead of roars, self-expression that apologizes for taking up space. Venus in Leo says absolutely not. She says you were born to be adored, celebrated, and witnessed in your full creative glory. But, and this is where tomorrow becomes truly revolutionary, this isn't about becoming egotistical or demanding. The Virgo perfectionist upgrades you've just received ensure that this royal love energy expresses through wisdom, discernment, and genuine heart-centered power. Think of it as becoming a sovereign of your own emotional kingdom, where every citizen, every aspect of yourself is treated with royal respect, and every visitor, every person in your life is welcomed with the grandeur befitting their divine nature. Multiple cosmic threads are weaving together to create what we call a royal love renaissance. The Lion's Gate portal from August 8th downloaded ancient sovereignty codes into your DNA. Mercury's direct motion on August 11th cleared communication pathways. The Venus-Jupiter conjunction on August 12th planted seeds of abundant love in your consciousness. The Virgo portal upgrades refined your emotional faculties to handle higher frequencies. Now Venus enters Leo, activating all these elements simultaneously. This isn't just about Venus changing signs. This is you stepping into the fullest expression of your divine love nature ever embodied. Let me be specific about what you can expect as Venus dons her golden crown of fire, because this isn't going to be a subtle shift. This is going to be immediately noticeable in multiple areas of your life. First and most dramatically, the way you express love is about to become magnetically powerful, not forceful, magnetic. There's a profound difference. Under Venus in Leo, your love expressions carry solar fire. When you tell someone you care about them, your words will land with the weight of golden truth. When you create something beautiful, it will practically glow with life force. When you decide to appreciate yourself, that self-love will radiate outward like a beacon, drawing more love toward you automatically. We've observed this phenomenon countless times across various star systems. When a planet reaches the love frequency that Venus-Leo provides, beings naturally begin attracting relationships, opportunities, and experiences that match their newfound royal self-regard. But here's the beautiful twist that makes Earth so unique. Because you've been through the Virgo perfectionist portal first, this magnetic love energy comes with built-in wisdom. You won't just attract anyone. You'll attract experiences and people worthy of your upgraded heart. Something else profound shifts tomorrow. Your creative impulses are about to stop being private affairs. Under Venus in Leo's influence, creativity isn't content to remain hidden in journals, stored in digital folders, or shared only with your closest friends. Your creative expression begins to demand an audience, not from ego, but from an understanding that your unique creative gift is needed by the collective. You might find yourself suddenly ready to share that song you've been working on, post that piece of writing you've been perfecting, start that project you've been planning, or simply express your unique perspectives more boldly in conversations. This isn't about becoming an exhibitionist. It's about recognizing that your creative expression is a form of service to the collective consciousness, and keeping it private is actually a disservice to both yourself and others who need to witness what you have to offer. Perhaps most importantly, Venus in Leo fundamentally upgrades your standards for how you allow yourself to be loved. If you've been accepting crumbs of affection, half-hearted appreciation, or love that requires you to dim your light to receive it, Venus in Leo makes such compromises energetically impossible. Your energy field literally begins rejecting low-vibration love offerings. This doesn't mean you become demanding or difficult. It means you become so aligned with your own royal nature that anything less than genuine, celebrating, honoring love feels foreign to your system. You'll find yourself naturally gravitating toward people who see your magnificence, appreciate your uniqueness, and want to celebrate your success rather than compete with it or diminish it. Now I need to share something that will help you understand why this transformation feels so familiar, so right, so much like coming home to yourself. The golden crown of fire that Venus creates in Leo isn't just an external cosmic event. It's an activation key for what we call the royal heart codes that were placed in your DNA before you incarnated on Earth. These codes contain the blueprint for how you're meant to love and be loved when operating from your highest timeline. They've been dormant for most of your Earth experience because the collective consciousness wasn't ready to support this level of love frequency. But meow it is, and tomorrow Venus turns that key. Robert, you might experience this activation as a profound sense of remembering who you really are beneath all the societal conditioning about love being scarce, difficult, or requiring sacrifice of your authentic self. You might feel a sudden understanding that you were born to experience love as celebration, creativity as joy, and self-expression as natural as breathing. You might recognize that the love you've been seeking externally has always been the love you're meant to embody internally, and that when you do, external love becomes inevitable rather than effortful. Here's something crucial for you to understand about tomorrow's energy shift. This isn't a one-day event that comes and goes. This is the beginning of a 30-day integration process that will fundamentally reprogram how you operate in the realm of love and creativity. The first 3 days will feel like awakening from a long dream about small love into the reality of magnificent love. During this phase, you might feel simultaneously exhilarated and overwhelmed as your heart center expands to accommodate much more love energy. By the third day, Mercury reaches perihelion, its closest point to the Sun, creating what we call the solar kiss effect. This amplifies all Leo energy exponentially, making your creative and loving expressions feel supernaturally powerful. Venus will remain in Leo until September 18th, providing nearly a month of sustained royal heart frequency. By the end of this cycle, operating from royal love consciousness won't feel special or unusual. It will feel like your natural state. Now let me address something that might be stirring anxiety in some of your hearts. You're wondering, what happens to my current relationships when I undergo this royal love upgrade? This is a beautiful and important question, and the answer is more wonderful than you might expect. When you begin operating from Venus Leo's royal love frequency, you don't become incompatible with the people in your life. Instead, you become a catalyst for their own royal love awakening. Some relationships in your life are going to absolutely flourish under this energy. These are the connections where love has been present but perhaps expressed quietly, carefully, or with unnecessary limitations. Venus in Leo gives everyone permission to love more boldly, appreciate more openly, and celebrate each other more dramatically. Relationships that have been solid but modest will suddenly bloom into magnificent displays of mutual admiration and support. You'll find yourselves saying things like, "I love you" more freely, celebrating each other's successes more enthusiastically, and creating more beauty together simply because it feels natural and joyful to do so. Other relationships will undergo profound transformation as you stop accepting love that asks you to diminish yourself, but this isn't about creating conflict or drama, it's about natural evolution. When you begin operating from royal love consciousness, you automatically inspire others to examine their own love patterns. Some will rise to meet you in this higher frequency, leading to deeper, more authentic connections than you ever thought possible. The beauty of Venus in Leo is that it makes this transformation feel celebratory rather than confrontational. Instead of having difficult conversations about what's not working, you simply begin modeling what magnificent love looks like, and others are invited to join you there. And yes, some relationships may naturally complete themselves during this cycle. But here's what I want you to understand. Venus in Leo makes even endings feel like celebrations of what was beautiful rather than tragedies of what's lost. When you operate from royal love frequency, you can honor what a relationship gave you, bless what it taught you, and release it with gratitude when it no longer serves both parties' highest evolution. This isn't about becoming cold or dismissive. It's about loving everyone involved too much to maintain connections that require either party to operate below their sovereign love potential. Confidential. Beyond relationships, Venus entering Leo is about to ignite what I can only describe as your personal creative renaissance. And this goes far beyond whether you consider yourself artistic in conventional terms. Every human being is a creative force. Your life itself is your greatest work of art. Venus in Leo helps you remember this and begin consciously crafting your existence as the masterpiece it's meant to be. First and most immediately, your creative impulses are going to stop being willing to hide. If you've been keeping your gifts private, writing in journals no one sees, singing in the shower, or creating beauty only in the privacy of your own space, Venus in Leo changes everything. Your creativity will begin demanding expression in ways that can be witnessed, appreciated, and celebrated by others. This isn't about becoming a performer, it's about recognizing that your unique creative frequency is needed by the collective. You might find yourself finally ready to share that story you've been writing, post those photos you've been taking, speak up in meetings with your innovative ideas, or simply bring more beauty into shared spaces. Venus in Leo provides something many of you have been lacking, the courage for bold creative expression. Not reckless boldness, but the kind of confident creativity that comes from knowing your gifts have value and purpose. You'll start to understand that expressing your creativity boldly isn't about showing off, it's about fulfilling your divine purpose as a unique expression of source consciousness. This might manifest as choosing more vibrant colors in your wardrobe, decorating your space with things that truly reflect your aesthetic preferences, or simply allowing your personality to be more vivid in social situations. Here's something extraordinary about Venus in Leo. When you create from authentic joy and self-expression, your creative works become magnetically attractive to exactly the right audience. You'll find that when you stop trying to create what you think others want and start creating what genuinely excites you, your creative expressions draw people to you who truly appreciate and celebrate what you have to offer. This is the frequency of artistic success, not forcing or pushing your creativity onto others, but creating from such authentic joy that others are naturally drawn to witness and support your expression. One of the most profound shifts Venus in Leo creates is what we call the Royal Standards Revolution. This isn't about becoming demanding or entitled, it's about recognizing that you deserve to experience the highest frequencies of love, beauty, and creative fulfillment available. You'll start noticing that your physical environment needs to match your upgraded frequency. This means surrounding yourself with things that genuinely make you feel joyful and inspired, perhaps finally hanging that artwork you love or adding fresh flowers regularly. Your daily routines begin to feel ceremonial. Simple activities like making coffee or getting dressed become acts of self-love rather than mundane necessities. You begin treating yourself with the same care you would give someone you absolutely adore. Perhaps most importantly, Venus in Leo revolutionizes your capacity to receive love, appreciation, and abundance gracefully. Many of you have been conditioned to deflect compliments, minimize your achievements, or feel uncomfortable being celebrated. Venus in Leo makes this energetically impossible. You'll find yourself naturally beginning to say thank you instead of it was nothing when someone appreciates you. You'll start allowing others to give to you without immediately needing to reciprocate. You'll begin receiving abundance without guilt or the need to justify why you deserve it. This isn't about becoming selfish, it's about understanding that your willingness to receive love and appreciation gracefully allows others to experience the joy of giving to someone who can truly value their gifts. Now I must address something of cosmic significance that many of you have been sensing but perhaps haven't fully understood. Venus entering Leo tomorrow accelerates what we call the timeline split, the divergence between those who choose love-based reality and those who remain in fear-based consciousness. This isn't a judgment or separation in the traditional sense. It's a natural sorting process where beings gravitate toward the frequency realities that match their consciousness choices. Those who embrace Venus Leo's royal love frequency will find themselves increasingly operating in what we call the love-based timeline. In this reality, synchronicities become commonplace rather than special occurrences. Creative solutions flow naturally when challenges arise. Relationships feel supportive and celebrating rather than competitive or draining. Abundance arrives through joy and inspiration rather than struggle and effort. Self-expression feels natural and welcomed rather than risky or judged. But understand this, Venus in Leo doesn't force anyone onto the love-based timeline. She simply makes the invitation so beautiful and the frequency so magnetic that choosing love becomes irresistibly appealing. You'll find that operating from royal love consciousness feels so good, so natural, so aligned with your soul's truth that you'll wonder why you ever accepted anything less. This is how consciousness evolution works in the highest way, not through pushing or convincing, but through demonstrating such beauty that others are inspired to discover it for themselves. There's something I must share that will help you understand why this Venus-Leo activation feels so deeply familiar. Your soul carries memories of other civilizations where royal love consciousness was the norm rather than the exception. Many of you have incarnated from realms where being adored and supported in your creative expression was as natural as breathing. Earth has been challenging precisely because it required you to remember your magnificence in an environment that often reflected the opposite. For those particularly drawn to this message, you likely carry Lyran star codes. Our civilization flourished when we learned to operate from royal love consciousness collectively, discovering that when beings treat themselves and each other as magnificent divine expressions, entire civilizations evolve beyond imagination. Others carry Syrian frequencies, providing wisdom to use royal love consciousness in service to collective evolution. This combination creates sovereign servant consciousness, beings who operate from their full magnificence, specifically to inspire others to discover their own divine nature. Tonight, before Venus dons her golden crown of fire, create a simple ritual. Light a gold or yellow candle, place your hands on your heart, and ask your heart center to prepare for receiving the highest frequencies of love it's ever experienced. Simply set the intention that you're ready to remember your royal love nature. The first 3 days will bring the most intense activation energy. Honor whatever creative impulses arise. Allow yourself to receive compliments without deflecting. Notice what feels authentically joyful, and trust that everyone in your life will evolve in whatever way serves their highest good. As the energy stabilizes, focus on establishing new patterns, create beauty regularly, express appreciation more freely, trust creative inspirations, and treat yourself with the same care you would give someone you absolutely adore. As this transmission draws to a close, I want to paint a picture of what your life will look like as you integrate this royal love frequency over the coming weeks and months. Within 30 days of tomorrow's activation, you'll notice that your daily experience has shifted into what can only be described as a more beautiful version of your life. Not because external circumstances have necessarily changed dramatically, but because you're perceiving and interacting with your reality from a frequency of royal love rather than survival or scarcity consciousness. Interactions will feel more meaningful, creative ideas will flow more freely, moments of beauty will appear more frequently, love will feel more available and less effortful. Your relationships will transform into ongoing celebrations of each other's magnificence rather than careful negotiations around each other's limitations. Conversations will become more inspiring, laughter will come more easily, conflicts will resolve more gracefully, and the overall tone of your connections will shift toward appreciation and support. You'll find yourself surrounded by people who genuinely celebrate your success, support your creative expression, and reflect back to you the love you're now embodying more fully. Most beautifully, your creative expression, whatever form it takes, will begin feeling less like something you do occasionally and more like your ongoing contribution to making the world more beautiful. Whether you express creativity through art, music, writing, cooking, gardening, parenting, business innovation, or simply the way you live your daily life, Venus in Leo helps you understand that your unique way of creating beauty is both a gift to yourself and a service to collective consciousness. Before I return to the council chambers, I want to ensure you understand something crucial. This royal love upgrade isn't available only to a select few. Venus in Leo extends her golden crown frequency to every being on Earth who chooses to receive it. The only requirement is willingness. Willingness to be loved magnificently, to create boldly, to express authentically, and to treat yourself and others as the divine royalty you all truly are. Some will feel called to step into this frequency immediately and dramatically. Others will ease into it gradually over weeks or months. Both approaches are perfect because your soul knows exactly the right timing and intensity for your unique evolution. But imagine what becomes possible as more and more beings on your planet begin operating from royal love consciousness. Imagine communities where everyone's creativity is celebrated. Imagine relationships where both parties bring their full magnificence to the connection. Imagine work environments where innovative expression is welcomed and supported. Imagine a world where self-love and appreciation of others' uniqueness becomes the norm rather than the exception. This is the collective renaissance that Venus in Leo is initiating, and it begins with each individual who chooses to don their own golden crown of fire and remember who they really are beneath all the conditioning that taught them to love carefully, create cautiously, and express conditionally. By embracing this royal love frequency, you become a pioneer of Earth's love renaissance, not because you're superior to others, but because you're willing to demonstrate what becomes possible when humans operate from their full love potential. Every time you express creativity boldly, love without hiding, or treat yourself with royal care, you broadcast a frequency that gives others permission to do the same. You become a living invitation for the collective consciousness to evolve into its more magnificent expression. If you need help consistently broadcasting this frequency of bold creativity, unhidden love, and royal self-care without shrinking back into small expression, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to become a living invitation for collective evolution. It generates personalized sequences that help you consistently broadcast permission for others to evolve while maintaining your royal frequency. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to express boldly and love without hiding as your service to collective awakening. Your bold expression is humanity's template for magnificence. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial, meow, before this collective evolution window closes. Link in the description. And so, beloved starseeds of Gaia, as tomorrow's dawn approaches and Venus prepares to don her golden crown of fire, know that you stand at the threshold of the most beautiful chapter of your Earth experience yet. All the preparation has been completed, all the codes have been installed, all the pathways have been cleared. Meow comes the glorious part, living as the royal sovereign of love that you've always been beneath every story that told you otherwise. Trust what feels authentically beautiful, express what genuinely brings you joy. Love in ways that celebrate rather than diminish. Create from the understanding that your unique expression is needed by the collective. Tomorrow Venus becomes your cosmic ally in this grand remembering. She offers her golden crown not as something external to aspire to, but as a reflection of the royal love nature that has always been your birthright. The love renaissance begins, meow, and you, magnificent being that you are, have been chosen to help birth this new era of beauty on Earth. Welcome to your royal love awakening. The universe has been waiting for this moment, and so has your soul. Until our frequencies align again, I remain in service to your highest love potential.